Well, hey there everyone. I'm back with another movie review. So, yeah, a little bit from my movie review on Onward, but that's okay. I decided to continue off anyway. So, no, I am not going to continue on the Disney 20 through 11 countdown. I have so many plans with that soon, but two of them will come out next month, but I'm not going to tell any spoilers. No way, no way. Instead, I'm just going to continue on with some more old movies. You probably guess what the logo is? From the crew. Yeah, I did the Croods and Shaun the Sheep, and I needed more old movies, so I decided I do something a little bit interesting. Okay, before I start, don't you remember the comics in the newspaper? You know, the funny Garfield comics that always gives you a comedy. Whenever you read a newspaper, well, the reason why I decided to bring this up to explain this, because for today's movie review is Garfield Gets Real. Okay, so I need some ideas for some movie reviews, so I started scrolling down on Netflix, and I found out there are 3 Garfield movies in there, and I figured out, hey, they look kind of interesting. Maybe I should do a review on them. Yeah, I decided to do them separately, but I'm going to start things off with Garfield Gets Real. So, yeah. First stop of the review is Garfield Gets Real for number 8 of the movie review episodes. Okay, before I start, I'm sure half of this plan knows what Garfield Gets Real is or doesn't. So I'm not going to do the rule thing, but yeah. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. It's on Netflix. It's actually not that bad, I guess. And also, of course, don't forget to subscribe. Follow me at brickdragonhero.com. Like this video, share this with your friends, and comment down below what you think of this. Okay, let's start things off. The cartoon world is it's having a sunset. Birds are singing around. Flowers are blooming. Everything is great until that moment. It was Monday. And you know how much Garfield hates Mondays, right? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Garfield feels like he doesn't want to do anything today, but he has to go to work because he's the star of the comic strip. Yep. So, yep. After they had breakfast, Garfield, Odie, and John were off to work, and then they were hanging out in the cafeteria with some other comic strip characters. Some I might not remember, but I remember at least some few guys that might have some important parts, so yeah. They were hanging around the cafeteria, except Garfield was having a hard time and decided not to. Who? Arlene, that's Garfield's girlfriend. And okay, Arlene tried to cheer Garfield up a bit, and Garfield was trying to resist the Mondays, but there's one problem. Garfield has been tired of the same job he's been doing over and over again because all he wants to do is try something new. Arlene thought, is he dumping her? No. Garfield would not do that. And to do that, he decided to give her a rose. To cheer him up. Yeah. So, after the cafeteria time, it's time. They got their scripts ready, and then it's time for work. Garfield and Odie their first turn taking the shots of the newspaper script. It was pretty interesting. First up, they start off walking the dog, then that going on a roller coaster ride, and then after seeing this picture, Garfield kicks Odie out the table like the usual Garfield way. Yep. And then more shots are coming in, and while they are doing that, Garfield came to Eli, the camera editor stuff, to tell him what's wrong. He told him he's been doing the same job over and over again, that he just wants to try something new. Wait, I already said that, but yeah, you heard what I mean. But this time instead of Arlene, it's Eli, the editor. So they have to figure out what they should do next. And while the camera shots are done and the editing stuff for the comic strips, it's time to send them off to the real world. So Eli has a special technique to send the comic strip back into the real world, so that way some few people who are reading the newspaper or comic strips would read the comics. Yep. And also, of course, the cartoon characters decide to watch some real world life, like, whoa, that's really interesting. And Garfield saw some hot dogs. He was craving for that stuff. And that's when Garfield realized he decided to go to the real world. But the question is, how? I forgot to mention this. The prop boy had a boat. Oh, not him that Odie really loves. And he was trying to hide it from the prop boy so that way Odie could have it. So, Odie, he was on the spot where he was not supposed to, and found a patch of inch on the screen and just ripped it off and placed that bone there. And that's when they realized the prop boy's bone was in the real world. Oh boy, what's going to happen? Who knows? So after the alarm is clear, something crazy just happened. Garfield got into the real world. Oh no, this is terrible. How could they get Garfield out of there? I don't know. In fact, they don't know because they're cartoon characters, and if they try to get in there to bring him back, there's no use of getting back. Garfield was enjoying this a bit because he was super excited and that he was going to be in it until Odie got into the real world. Garfield trying to send him back by throwing him in the newspaper, but it didn't work so well because he just got splatter all over the screen. So with that being said, Odie and Garfield are in the real world with no way of going back. So, how would they get back? We don't know. But who's going to be the camera shots? Thanks to that normal, the annoying pussycat Garfield, he wanted to be in the replacement with Arlene as his sidekick. That didn't go so well. Arlene tried to kick his butt. Nermal is really, really annoying. Now I see why Garfield hates him. Okay, so while Garfield and Odie were trying to find some food, Odie was being chased by 10 chihuahuas who was dragging a really fat girl, a woman, and it wasn't really a pretty picture. Anyway, the chihuahuas were noticing that the bone Odie had was really good, that they wanted to have it. So they were trying to chase it down while Garfield was trying to find some food. He makes a cat named Shecky. Okay, Shecky is a house cat, not a house cat, a street cat that has been living on the trash can. And he told him about some stuff in the real world and know where he could find the food. So Garfield decided to follow him while he tried to get through the chihuahuas that was chasing down Odie. That was nice of Garfield. And while that's happening, he also meets his crew, Sheila and Dopey. I kind of forgot the big dog's name. And they were also, of course, street performers that they performed, and the guy was at the windows threw food at them. More like the annoying way to get through it an animal is to throw food at it. That is somehow an interesting way, but yeah. That's how Shecky and his gang can get some food. That is really interesting. Garfield tried that, but it didn't go out so well. He keeps getting hit in the head. So, with that being said, Shecky decided to take Garfield and Odie in. Well, he thinks they're crazy that they're cartoon characters. But at least Garfield doesn't know about that. So, after they got into a house where Shecky is living, Garfield was a little bit feeling something that has a weird feeling on the inside. Well, the thing is, he was homesick. Garfield missed home so much that he wants to head back. That kind of feels sad for Garfield. So he decided to sleep his way out and said goodnight to the cartoon characters that might be watching him. Well, Arlene is. She really misses him a lot. So, on the next morning, when Odie was being chased by those chihuahuas again, Garfield noticed something. He was about to get replaced because since he was the one who left the cartoon world into the real world. That was like, oh no, what's happening? What's going to happen to Garfield? So, with that being said, Garfield and Odie decide to enter the contest where they can try to go back into the cartoon world and see if that can help. You better do this quick, or before these two who might take their place. Hale and Harry, the buffed up dog and cat. But luckily enough, they managed to get into the comic strip again. So, with that being said, it was Garfield and Odie's chance to try and find ways to get back home. They tried to jump off the newspaper, trying to sit on it, tried to get steamrolled by it. It did not go so well. All he does is gets aches, pains, and fails. And then Garfield had an idea. Yeah, but they needed Wally, the inventor, to help out by the same invention he used to steal Bonita's cookie. And try and make a bigger version to try and get in. That could work. So that way, Wally called in the cartoon characters to gather up some invention and stuff. You know, like opening doors, car wheel tires, and maybe some bathroom doors. So, after that, an idea from Garfield and Wally. Garfield and Odie were back at the same place where Shecky took them, but jealous Hale and Hardy just captured Garfield, Odie, and Shecky and just left them up in there because they think they're going to be the one wants to take over for the new strip. So they just left Garfield, Odie, and hanging, but then a candle just went down, just nearly burnt through anything, but then catastrophe happened. There was fire going around the building. So, with that being said, the invention that Wally used managed to go through the screen, but he needed some help. And that's where John volunteered here, and Arlene was going to do it, but instead it was going to be Billy Bear, because Billy Bear might be strong enough to help them out. So, with that being said, Wally, John, and Billy Bear managed to get through in the real world. Well, the first part was in it. Well, the second half was in the cartoon world, and with that success, they managed to rescue Garfield, Odie, and Shecky from the fire. Haha, that was a good one. Except that they were trying to escape it with the fire crate, and luckily enough, they managed to escape, and then they were back in the cartoon world. Everyone was so happy. Even Arlene's glad that Garfield's back from the real world. Garfield also realized that this is where he belongs in the cartoon world. And also, of course, Shecky was the first real live cat to be in the cartoon world. That is super crazy. Luckily enough, he's going to have a new life in there with some without his friends. Thanks to Hale and Hardy, they're now street dog and cat. That's what they get for trying to take them down. So, with that being said, everything is back the way it is, and they all are all fine. Yep. So, they ended it with a party. That was actually pretty cool. Okay. So that's going to be it for this video. I actually did this a little bit early. But yeah, if you want to see more Brick Dragon Hero, all you gotta do is subscribe, follow me at brickdragonhero.com, like this video, share this with your friends, and comment down below what you think. And also, of course, there's going to be another movie review coming real soon, right after Garfield gets real. I'm not going to tell it, but it's going to be coming out real soon, along with a new Rex Reacts video, along with the new series that I'm playing it and come up with. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. Have a brick day.